When I started homeschooling, I seriously underestimated how difficult it's going to be able to balance home stuff and homeschool stuff. You? If you're like me, and if you're like a lot of moms, that's an area that's tough. While we're in our homes all the time, and so we should be able to keep things clean, we're also in our homes all the time, and so we are constantly making messes and getting into things and doing projects and life, not to mention all of the other things that we get to do and want to do and have to do in some cases. So for me, that's been a big struggle. And I'm not a naturally neat, tidy person anyway, which just makes it all the worse. So today we're going to talk about some solutions and suggestions for keeping up with the home. Now, I want to say straight out, I am not going to give you, like, if this is your struggle, this is your solution. I'm not going to do that, because so much of it depends on you and your situation. And I can't, you know how I am. I don't like to make promises and tell you that this is the solution to this. However, I do have some tips that have definitely helped me over the years. If you are new here, welcome. I am Tricia, and I'm a homeschooling mom to 13 kids. Oh, no. I'm a homeschooling mom of 13 years. And like I've already said, I struggle with this, even now. But I have definitely moved to being someone who, at a minimum, would want at least an hour's notice before anyone stops by, to, if you call me and tell me you're on your way, fantastic. Welcome. And I'm going to break this down roughly into meal-ish stuff and home care stuff. I feel like, at least for me, like those are my big areas of struggle. So I love meals. I love to cook. I love to eat. I do love to cook, though. I love cooking pretty much from scratch, not entirely, but I like to do that. I like to put meals together and create a finished product. I like that time where I can just be in my head listening to an audiobook or whatever and kind of zone out the rest of the world. My first tip is to take the shortcut. Buy the sauce, buy the semi-prepared meal at Costco or Fresh Market or whatever. Don't be afraid to get the cut up veggies and fruit and feel like, yes, you should be able to do it yourself, but sometimes taking the shortcut is what we need to do. If the difference between you getting a salad on the table is that you've bought a salad kit versus all the pieces that you need to put together, if that's the difference, buy the kit. Which leads me to tip number 2. I like to make my own shortcuts when I can. So at least once a week, I like to double one of my meals to freeze. Today, I am making a big old pot of spaghetti sauce. I think it was 8 quarts. That's going to give me several meals of spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce that I can freeze, pull out of the freezer when I need it, and I have a meal ready to go. So yes, I could buy sauce, and I absolutely do that at times, but I can also make a big one and freeze it myself. I timed myself this morning because I knew I was going to take this video, so I wanted to time it and know for sure. In about 20 minutes, I cut up my veggies last night, my onions, adding that in there. In about 30 minutes, I made the sauce from scratch, starting from cooking the onions till when it was all stirred and the lid was on it. And then at lunchtime, I did that before school. And at lunchtime, I made meatballs. 20 minutes. I think of meatballs as like a really time-consuming thing, but it took me, no joke, I timed it, 21 minutes to get out all the ingredients, mix it up, roll the meatballs, do a quick sear, and throw them in the pasta sauce. That was all. I was shocked of how quick it took me. When I did that, I took some of those meatballs, froze them, and then I've got meatballs ready to go another time. As far as what freezes well, if you've never done that. I do have, pretty sure I have a freebie that has several different winter meals that freeze well. So if so, I will link it down there. But in general, if it doesn't have dairy in it, or potatoes, or rice or pasta, it's going to freeze well. For things like, we really love teriyaki chicken, grilled teriyaki chicken and rice. So I will make the sauce and freeze like a double batch of the sauce. Or I will take the chicken, put it in a freezer bag, dump sauce in it, freeze that. So I don't necessarily always do the whole thing. The rice I'll, bring in when we actually make it. But even having that one step is huge. If you have a kid that's old enough to do the meal mostly independently or entirely independently, enlist them. My daughter can do most anything we cook. She can do completely on her own, but she's a senior. My other two boys can do basic meals by themselves. They can make pasta. I still dump the water, but otherwise they can do pasta and meatballs or pasta and grilled chicken, hamburgers, grilled chicken sandwiches. They can do really basic things. So don't be afraid to enlist them. Once a week, once a month, whatever. Enlist the kiddos. Now, as far as the cleaning and such, I've got two main tips. One is to make sure that you have a really solid morning routine, afternoon or lunchtime routine, dinner, evening routine. However, don't go searching for morning routines, because you're going to come up with these lists that are like 10 things long that take an hour. If you're already struggling with getting things done, that is not going to help you. So, my routines, I do 3 to 5 things in each of those. What I do may not be what's impactful for you, but impactful is the key word. Pick the things that are going to be the biggest difference in your day. So in the morning, I have to know what's for dinner. And I need to visually check that. Even if I've planned it out, I need to know what's for dinner. So I check on that. If there is something that needs thawed, I make sure it's already in the fridge. Another thing that's important for my lunchtime routine is to do some kind of exercise, whether it's a walk outside, a 10-minute video over on Pop Sugar's channel or Yoga with Adrienne, whatever it is, I need to do that. I also need to do a 10-minute quick pickup. For me, what this looks like, I either pick the second floor or the first floor, depends on the day. I set my timer for 5 minutes. I grab a bag or a box, something, and I go around, find everything that needs to be put away. And I do that for 5 minutes. When the timer goes off, I put it away. Done. Do I always have 5 minutes worth of things to put away or to pick up? Yeah, I do. Sometimes I have more, but I don't worry about it. That's it. Those are my timers. But again, you need to pick things that are most impactful for you. If your family's not prone to leaving things sitting around, then why would you put that on your list, right? It's not going to be impactful for you. But maybe you're a family who spends a lot of time in the car. So at lunchtime, maybe something for you is to run outside and make sure that there aren't cups from last night or soccer shoes hiding underneath a seat or whatever. Make sure that the things that you need for the afternoon are in the car and ready to go. Which brings me to my second home tip. And that is to pick 2 or 3 areas of your home that make the biggest impact into how you feel about your home. What do I mean by that? Well, here's the thing. There was a time when someone came to our home at lunchtime, a coworker of my husband's, and they were hanging out, and he went to use the bathroom, and I was upstairs, and when I realized that he was using the bathroom, I was immediately embarrassed because I knew that the downstairs bathroom was a mess and was not guest ready. Since that time, 90% of the time, my guest bathroom's been ready. It's not perfect, ever, usually, but there's nothing on the floor. The sinks are wiped out, soap is filled, toilet's clean, hand towels are clean. It's a quick thing that I do each day, but knowing that is ready for anyone is, I don't know, like it's a piece, like a, I don't know, it's a peaceful thing to me. So that is one thing that I make sure is done every day. That is a focus for me. Another thing that's a focus is that our living room is straightened up each day. And I actually have this is my middle son's job now. He does it when we're done with school for the day. And when I'm still picking up and whatever in here, they go downstairs and do their jobs. His job is to straighten the living room. When Elizabeth was a baby, one thing that I decided was that our living room was going to be picked up before the day was done, before we were ready to sit down for the night. Because I wanted one place that just felt calm to me in the midst of babyhood and toddlerhood. I needed that. And my husband needed that too, frankly. So every day it gets cleaned up. If laundry is an area that you really struggle with, maybe an area of focus for you is that every day laundry gets done of some type and to some degree of completion. It may take you 2 days to do a full load, but laundry you're making progress on. So when you're thinking about those things that will make the meals easier for you, what things would be the most impactful, the biggest difference? Same with the house. What would be the biggest difference? And where can you enlist help? Can you enlist help from Costco? Can you enlist help from a meal delivery service? From your kids? Think about that. Assign tasks out to where you need them. Focus on the things that are going to make the most difference. Mopping the house every day is not something I care about. So I don't do it every day. But having a swept floor every day, I hired that out to Mr. Robot Vacuum. So whether it's Mr. Robot Vacuum, your kids, Costco, husband, when you're struggling, choose the areas that make the most impact and focus on those. The rest will fall into place. Thanks for watching.